What's up, everybody? This is Blake and Levi coming at you with another race recap. We were at Nashville this past weekend, Nash Vegas, in the Dirty South, on the Boulevard, Broadway Girls, whatever you want to call Nashville. Levi, how you been?
Cozy, simple. Seems like a lot of people, a lot of different industries. Some you would be surprised, all flocked to Nashville this weekend. And it was a week that the Grizzlies got released from prison. So all was well in Tennessee, apparently.
um, what'd you think about the race? Just a quick little recap. What'd you think about the overall weekend of Nashville? All three series were there.
I give it a 7.5.
7.5.
All weekend. Could have been some things that could have been better. Some
Yeah.
things went better than expected. So overall, it was a pretty good weekend. So I can't really complain. It was like a August baseball game, almost perfect, but you spilled some chili dog sauce on your pants. So it was almost perfect, but a couple things could have been better.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, is there such thing as chili dog sauce? What do you call that?
Chili?
The chili? Well, people put a lot of things in that, so I don't know if it was that exactly called chili.
um, yeah, 7.5, maybe 6.5 for me.
6.5.
I don't know, man. I just didn't really.
So you're saying Phoenix was better than this the whole entire weekend?
Yeah, and Nashville didn't really impress me too much. I mean, the beginning of the race was pretty good. End of the race was. I mean, I know it had a long green flag run, strategy played in, but I mean, we'll get into it later. But there wasn't really any passing. And
What's the
then for
difference
it to
between
be
that and a mile and a half race in 2006 with the old body car where people were getting big leads? What's the difference between that and this? Besides stages?
I mean, I don't know. I get what you're saying.
No, I just try to be the devil's advocate because, I mean, yes, it could have been more passing because I was watching a certain driver just like, okay, get to the car, you get stuck behind the car. Dirty
Yeah,
air. It's like, oh.
dirty air. Yeah, get to the dirty air and then you're stuck.
Honestly, you look at it, the race is kind of like an F1 race, like at a hard to pass track. Okay, whoever gets the lead out to start,
Yeah.
pretty much out there. Only way you can take it is what? Undercut, pit.
Yep. Or move someone out of the way.
Or if you're Ryan Blaney.
Yeah, or if you're Ryan Blaney.
His tires don't kick in until like 80 laps into the stage.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it. Got a couple hot topics. First one. This hat on my head.
Yeah, so you're supporting a good cause. Is it with your
I'm
job?
not. No, I'm not. It's just
Because that's where I saw you in that little article thing when they were shaking hands. I guess I saw you.
Yeah, I was there. No. We got these. Well, you got a hat too. It's probably somewhere tucked away already, but it makes sense why they were really promoting it heavy out in Charlotte when we were there. So I'm not in support of that. Get that out of here.
Remember you Skip Bayless? I am done with the Cowboy. Just slammed the hat off.
Yeah. I will never call it Echo Park.
Why not? You guys support
Atlanta.
it.
It's hot Atlanta.
If your job name changed to Sputnik Industries, you gotta wear and support that.
Well, good thing I don't work at Atlanta Motor Speedway because I don't have to call it that.
I wonder if everyone in the building has to be in agreement, and the people that don't disagree, that they make them go out there and shake hands and smile.
Oh man, yeah, that was out of left field, totally random. That's like how when they tried to. I mean, I know you still sometimes call it like Lowe's Motor Speedway, but that didn't stick.
What, the Lowe's?
Yeah, I mean it was Lowe's for like a couple of years, and everyone still kind of called it Charlotte.
Oh no, my whole life I always called the Lowest Motor
I know you
Speedway
do. I know you do. You're like,
because that was Jimmy Johnson's house.
you're like, this is the house Jimmy built. Yeah.
Yeah, Lowest Motor Speedway, Lowe's 48.
And you're like the only person I know that still calls Sonoma Sears Point.
Yeah, and that was even before my time. Sears Point sounds better. I mean, Sonoma, ooh, Sonoma. Because when I hear Sonoma, I automatically think of Napa Valley with the wine, the French Laundry.
Yeah.
And Infineon was better because that is separated. Or Sears Point just sounds nice. It's not naming your son Rex, and he's like a linebacker for Nebraska. Can't name him like Bill.
Yeah, I'm indifferent about it. Whatever. Echo Park Speedway, whatever.
Number 44, Rex Hester, linebacker.
Rex. What are we, Rex Grossman? No.
Nah, that's a little better. Hester's a stronger last name than Grossman.
I agree.
But yeah, besides that little, besides what Atlanta did, it was honestly that's part of the reason why I took down a weekend because I heard that news. I was just gonna lump it all together. I wasn't really into.
Hey, at least they didn't like rename like Bristol or Talladega or something like Echo Park Super Speedway. Nah, we ain't doing all that.
Imagine they renamed Talladega the Pride Track.
we ain't getting into all that.
No, to say like this crazy name, like imagine Hendrick Motorsports changes to I don't know, some goofy name like I don't know. Some of the names that you see like Gibbs Racing,
well, kind of like when
names
they changed
for
Petty
a long time.
when they changed Petty to Legacy Motor Club. It was kind of like nobody called. I get it, but nobody calls it Legacy Motor Club. They just call it Legacy.
Well, I get the Motor Club because it's almost like Porsche Motorsports, AMG. It's like certain names that are just fixated. Only way I give an exception like Jimmy Johnson, new ownership, so you got to change the name. You can't. Jimmy Johnson can own it. I mean, it's better than Jimmy Johnson Racing.
7-time racing. They could have named it 7-time.
7-time racing. I mean, no, that you coming in with lofty expectations, but overall, I think the build up. Oh no, part of me considers Nashville part of the Midwest for some reason, but part of the build up of the weekend, the anticipation of. I guess we'll get into this soon. The broadcast, the commercials. I did that. That was a highlight and a positive of me. Besides the racing, just the surrounding, the way everything went about.
Yeah, no, Amazon. We calling it Amazon or we calling it Prime? Is it Prime or Amazon?
It's the same thing because Prime is Amazon.
Right. It was definitely, since we've got to watch it since we were at the first broadcast, we were at the track, and everybody was texting us, and oh man, we kept seeing everything. Oh man, they knocked it out of the park. I see why.
That's crazy. That's crazy because I didn't even touch my phone doing 600.
Well, I know you didn't, but I was talking about afterwards. Like,
oh yeah, I didn't even realize. Yeah,
like they just did a nice the post race show is what
segue. I'm gonna get like DC, but could you drive for 600 miles without touching your phone? Just like you're going on a destination.
No,
you couldn't.
No,
just whatever unfolds. You can't listen to the regular radio station.
Back in the day when they had no cell phone, they were just raw dogging that with whatever radio station you had to pick up in the next town,
or just going to sleep. I mean, that was the best part.
Imagine the dad having to drive that, like living in Michigan, and well, we're going to go to Florida for the summer. Oh,
and they're driving a station wagon too.
Yeah,
with no tent
forever, barely any AC.
I want to know what those station wagons, the gas. I want to know what the gas was like.
I want to know what it smelled like in there.
It probably smelled like what old shag carpet that's been sitting in the house for 30 years. Plus grandma piss.
And leather.
And hot leather.
Yeah.
No tent. And the station wagon. And so they can see you got a wife and you got 4 kids and 3 dogs, and 1 dog got 3 legs. So they can see everything in there. And the grandma she's been sleeping in the car for 2 weeks straight.
Yeah. Um,
No, and that smells like mothballs. That's what it smells like.
Before we get into the Sunday race, the Friday night truck race, um, Raja got it done. Good win. Good win for Spire.
Well, he already got the win prior. Well, he practiced because he was racing at Nashville. Oh, sim racing. I was watching him.
But, I mean, he held off the two top dogs in the truck series, Corey
Yeah.
Haim and Lane Riggs. So that was pretty good.
Crew chief probably came on the radio. Hey, Lane. Hey, Corey, slow down a little bit, man. We gotta save this for next week. Watch Corey Haim win by 7 seconds.
Probably.
Bring back the same truck.
Then Saturday night race, Justin Allgaier kind of just ran away with that one.
I was waiting for him to hit the wall.
The random blown tire with 4 to go.
Or his luck would have been called speeding down pit road.
Mm-hmm.
They lap pissed off. You gonna wait to tell me now? Yeah, we forgot. No, but he almost did lose it though.
Yeah.
They had to 2 to go. They told him to slow down near the start finish line. I needed him to lose too because I needed to win the bet. But honestly, I think
you went. I mean, on DraftKings, you went 0 for 2 this weekend.
Yeah, but you know the beauty thing about losses, they teach you the value of winning. So don't worry, I'll win next time.
Fair enough.
So I had to spot you a couple of wins.
Nah, that's fine. I get it. I understand it. Well, Sunday race, the Cracker Barrel 400. That's a good sponsor name. Good sponsor for.
I feel kind of opposite. I feel like Cracker Barrel is like the Lon John Silver's name.
What?
Lon John Silver's.
You don't like
200.
Cracker Barrel?
Man, I had it once in my life.
I was gonna say, have you even eaten it?
Yeah, I had once in my life, but I mean,
what state were you in when you ate it?
Georgia.
The one in Conyers?
Yeah.
Nah, that's not a good one.
Well, as far as breakfast spot, I don't have
one.
Well, saying breakfast spot, I don't have it in my top 5. Just the way I grew up.
What'd you get?
Pancakes, sausage, grits. I think chicken, if I'm not mistaken, and then another side of blueberry pancakes.
Are you hungry that
I don't
morning?
think it's. Huh? No, it was a little snack. I never said it was bad. I just had it one time.
Well, okay.
And I said, yeah, it's better than Huddle House. I think Huddle House should be shut down immediately.
Yeah, I don't really like
Quick
Huddle
Trip
House.
serves better food. Whose food is better, Quick Trip or Huddle House? You have to decide. One has to go away forever. Strictly the food. Snacks were included.
Oh, then Huddle House is gone. Quick Trip got everything.
Macaroni, sausage. What are those things that Jerry loves? Tito's.
Those Tostitos. The spicy chicken Tostitos.
And then hot dogs on a little rotisserie.
I swear that man lived off of those for like 5 years. Every time I saw him, he'd come over, he'd pull up with a monster and 2 Tostitos.
That's probably what his sweat probably smelled like.
Ooh.
Did your sweat in and smell like Pizza Hut after you worked there?
No, just all my clothes did.
That's the same for me with McDonald's.
And you couldn't even, when you washed your clothes, it wouldn't even come out. Didn't matter.
It's a nasty smell. Like, damn, he smelled like a Supreme.
Supreme pizza. Oh, man. Well,
real quick, I had a small segue.
Small segue.
I wanted to get your take on what happened between the Wake Forest coach. Wake Forest and Tennessee. Oh, you didn't see?
Well, I saw Tennessee was acting all crazy.
Well, the key player in the whole situation, the opposing coach, who the Wake Forest coach issued an apology for. That player did something and the coach called him, right before this happened, an effing F word to his face. So a guy proceeds to go in. The very next, like he's going to his at bat, walk off home run. Imagine a scenario. Hold on. I'm gonna talk about the cup race. I'm about to send it to you.
Okay. Yeah, send it to me. I gotta see this.
But yeah, the cut race, the pre-race ceremony was amazing. It was easily accessible. You know, even though a lot of people don't think it was an easily accessible race, apparently. We need internet. We don't have internet. I miss Dale Sr. He would be turned over in his grave. But the beginning race was beautiful.
I don't get this whole argument. I don't even think it's not even an argument. I don't get these boomer rants. Oh, we gotta pay for another subscription. Oh, I can't figure it out. Call your
Your wife
kid.
has Amazon Prime.
Yeah, that video that's going viral on TikTok of the old man sitting in his truck. I'm done watching NASCAR.
Amazon Prime vehicles are going in the hills of Alabama,
His
hills of
wife
Tennessee.
probably has Amazon Prime and has Amazon packages delivered on the daily.
It probably Amazon packages at the door, and he just doesn't realize because his wife just ordered something.
Not knowing that all you got to do is just download the app. And I keep seeing all this.
Or that easier. It's on your TV, so when you click Amazon because your account's already linked up, it is automatically right there.
Well, then I see the argument. Well, not everyone has a smart TV.
So I just saw his lips say it.
It won't load up for me. But I keep seeing this argument. Nobody has a smart TV, or some people might not have a smart TV or internet. Well, how are they making these posts then?
Are you driving down 15 miles to the local library to get on a community computer and do it?
Hang on, I'm watching this.
How are you saying that after the bat where you lose?
That's hilarious. Oh my god. Oh wow. Yeah, that's funny.
I feel like you would do the same thing. You're the player. All right, I'm definitely gonna pimp this home run.
Yeah, I won't pimp it. What were we talking about?
If that was your son, how would you respond? Like you're in the stands and you hear the other coach call your son that, and your son does that.
Hey, I'd say some things that I can't say on this.
I think your wife will respond.
She'd probably say something faster than I could.
Yeah, you had to pull your wife off of the other wives. Local man's wife or the player who hits a walk-off home run gets into a fight with the opposing head coach's wife. But honestly, the race, the Amazon, besides, they're not even the baby boomers. I'm telling you right now, if you put into ChatGPT, find a comment that starts off with this, I haven't watched NASCAR since the summer of '81. That's an opening line. I don't care.
I don't care. But you're still here you are commenting on a NASCAR post.
And then it said Dale Sr. would roll over in his grave.
No, he wouldn't. Because Dale was all about that money. At the end of his life, he was about that money.
If you didn't know what NASCAR, what a Dale Sr. was, and you went off of how they described it, that would be completely different. I want to know what Dale Jr. says about this. My dad wouldn't even like that. The same people, they didn't even like Dale Sr. when he was racing.
Exactly. Like, this nice documentary came out on Prime, which some of these people probably watched it on there.
You know what they do? They probably get mad. Commercials. I'm paying for this and I get commercials? I thought this is not cable. They get confused.
Dude,
now I gotta pay extra for that. Not knowing that if you have Amazon Prime, you have Amazon.
Right.
It's not you don't just pay for Amazon to ship and get things to your house, and it's a separate payment.
I saw a thing, somebody broke it down. The whole from pre-race to post-race and 6 total minutes of full screen commercials. I mean, what else? What else could you ask for?
Now, do you have YouTube Red?
I did, but I
Currently,
got rid of it because I think it's kind of overpriced.
if YouTube Red has side by side with whatever you're watching, and the commercials, it goes to a split screen, would you complain? Instead of full commercial that you have to
Well,
skip?
if they did that on YouTube, I'd feel a little disrespected. Like, come on now.
No, I'm saying like you don't have YouTube Red. Like they do it for the regular
Oh,
YouTube.
oh yeah, I wouldn't be mad about that.
Now you gotta sit here and wait for these commercials. Like, okay, when is skip coming up?
Yeah, just I
Or
mean,
the ones you can skip, oh, it's gonna be 4 ads for a
and
minute and 52 seconds.
the way the presentation of the side by when they went side by side, it was like it was already integrated into the broadcast. So the little sponsor would be in the corner, but
Just like F1.
right, and the screen for the race, it wasn't like Fox where it's like that little bitty screen. Like it's
Yeah, they,
still
they go they put the race a small screen, put the commercial big.
yeah, but for Amazon, I mean it was still a smaller screen, but you could still see what was going on. It's
I,
just
you think
I
the restroom is like right there?
the restroom
Yeah, man, you
for
doing
the.
a broadcast. How far would you, if they ask you, how far do you want us to be from the restroom?
I hope they put a porta potty right outside the door or something.
What about it? They should build one. They should build about one large restroom right there. That way, because imagine you had to do number two, and it's like three
Well, I'm
floors and like 50 paces. Come on,
yeah, they ain't doing all that.
that's probably why Fox do a lot of commercials because Clint got to pee.
Clint, no, it's probably Mike Joy.
My,
Sorry, that was a stray at Mike Joy. I respect what he does, but he's got to go. That's
do
another
you know?
stray.
I know you don't like her voice and you don't like her leading the broadcast, but the way Amazon was so good, Jamie Little would be good on the spot as a pit reporter because I don't know if you got caught it with the Amazon. It was fast paced, so whoever it went to that wasn't in the booth, it wasn't for like 10 minutes. It was like give me the information. Like when they went to the pit side,
Yes,
it.
God,
I
I
think
love
Jamie.
that.
I think Jamie Little would be good in that spot because she talks quick.
Yeah,
Because you had the people in the booth, they had their spot. The people outside the
that
track was quick.
that segment where they're doing green flag pit stops and they showed like 15 to 20 pit stops. I loved it. I loved every second of it. It was boom, 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 boom,
I
boom.
was
Like,
able to see visually if the left tire changer was bad.
dude, and don't even get me started on the way the quality is. The quality, look like you just
Oh,
said,
it's like crisp.
you
And
could see like a
what are you
lot
watching on
going on.
1080p? Or what is your
1080p.
TV?
It's a
On your TV?
it's
And it was
4K.
so clear. It was clear.
Yeah, like and it was zoomed in. Like when Fox does a pit stop, they're like zoomed out, and they had the multiple screens. And I'm just like, I don't like all
And then I
that.
liked Ticker to me was pretty good
Yeah,
going down and like what Richard Petty said on his podcast where I know they show the lead and I know it's quote unquote the best drivers of the race. You gotta show the mid pack because what does everyone say? The battle in the mid pack is where it's at.
yeah. There's action. Yeah, you might have that one car like at the
Chad
600,
Fincham.
William.
Or
Well, that,
Chad
but
Fincham this week. He went a
yeah, it
lap
was
down
him.
just
But
off of speed in 3 laps.
I'm talking. You might have the William Byron or whoever dominating up front, but you got so many battles from 5th to 25th going on. Show all that.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see. Did you see the guys who decide to go on pit strategy in the back? You see the
Yeah.
guys who, or this, some of those drivers out there put Skyler in the Titan and this driver on the track. That's how slow they were going. Then you had the people that were just fighting for the, what do you call it? The stage flippers who
Yeah.
had a bad car, then they made a move to get up there. Okay, Ryan Blaney,
Mm-hmm.
Bubba Wallace.
Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, Carson Hocevar did it.
Yeah, but I kind of knew he was gonna be good there.
Oh yeah, I think it's starting to be a given mile and a half that Spire is going to be fast.
Not even tier 1 yet.
Not even tier 1. That's scary.
Yeah, but You can't teach fast.
No, you can't. You can't teach fast, and you can't teach aggression either.
You can bring aggression out of people, but if you already don't have it, I can't give you any.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
you can't really teach someone how to really be aggressive. Like they got to have that in their
Yeah, because you can
personality.
seem like, oh, that's a non-aggressive driver or person, but
William
if they're
Byron.
aggressive, it's going to be inside of them.
Exactly. Ross Chastain's got it.
Was Mike Kenseth aggressive? Minus that one thing he did in his career, but was he aggressive, or was the guy
I don't
known?
think so. I
I'm
think
gonna take this 9th place finish.
he was he knew when to be aggressive, but like a guy that was aggressive all the time and did not matter. Felt like a Ryan Blaney. Like he was. It didn't matter if he was 4 laps down. He was not going to let you pass him.
I think Carson Hocevar is Brad K.
Brad K.
He's this generation's Brad K. But Brad K, him having a family, he just matured real quick, and that's why it seemed like he's been driving for 35 years. Because
He
Brad K came in
kind of.
immediately winning.
I think somebody who said it. I don't know if it was on DBC or somewhere else, but early Kyle Busch.
I don't see that yet.
No, I'm not saying that, but has the speed, had the kind of the cockiness attitude, and
Well,
he was
that was Brad K when Carl Edwards flipped him over at Atlanta. Only reason I bring it back,
Oh my god!
that son of age, are you dying? You need Pepto Bismol for your stomach. You look like one of them truckers when they start coughing because they drunk their juice too quick in the back. And help. You do kind of look like that guy that you got soft hands.
The water
You
went
got
down the
soft
wrong
hands,
pipe.
boy.
You got soft hands, brother. You got soft
I
hands.
couldn't do this if you talk like that.
What, boy? You think what? Carson Hocevar? What do you mean, Carson Hocevar?
Crazy, like that voice fits the way you look, because they would have thought he must be from Mobile. That's
I'm
how they
from
gonna say
Mobile,
it.
Alabama. Around here, we ain't got nothing but hard work and dedication, blood, sweat, tears, 100 hours.
Sounds boring. Like, first of all, you don't even know what your town like. You working 100 hours. Oh, there's that morning route in a local diner. But main reason I say is Brad K. Because, be honest, if you had Brad K's face, you'd be mad if you looked in the mirror. Yeah, they both have an awkward shaped face.
My name's Brad Keselowski, and Kyle Busch is an ass.
And the crazy thing is, I can't even really talk about those two that bad because they're both Midwesterners like me, and they're both from the same state.
Yeah, I was going to say they're both from the same state.
Midwest give you some weird, awkward looking
noses.
White guys, noses. They look like farmers. You know what? Carson Hocevar looks like that famous pilgrim photo where the man is standing with the fork and the lady.
I mean, I still haven't seen him and George Russell in the same spot at the same time.
George Russell is the rich version of Carson Hocevar. There's no difference. They both have speed. They both they both have the same personality. Just one is into iRacing and one is into sailing. Okay, segue. Look at the hobbies of F1 drivers. Take Lewis Hamilton out, because that's, put him in and look at the hobbies of NASCAR guys. Lewis Hamilton is a supermodel, basically.
Yeah.
What is Ryan Priest like?
A hardworking man.
Hardworking man who listens to underground rap. You just don't know. See that. Brad K, what do you think Brad K does in fun? Because you seen what he did when he tried to play basketball those years ago. No athletic bone in his body.
Well, that's like what Calvin was telling us when he was doing that pickleball. Brad K pulled up into the dad khakis and the tucked in shirt.
He grew up quick. So then his wife popped out a baby. Oh, well, okay, I'm a 45-year-old man. All right. Who do you think dresses best in the garage? And who
Ooh.
dresses the daddest?
Well, like we've said before, Michael McDowell's the dad of the garage.
Michael Dad is like Mr. Potter, just a little bit more serious. Or no,
Uh,
Michael McDowell's Eric Genie.
who dresses the Denny Hamlin? Maybe.
Danny Hamlin dresses like the guy who you know in your town, but he just always tries to show you he has money by wearing like the new Jordans with
Yeah,
khakis.
he's got a nice Jordan collection.
Yeah. I don't like him. I don't like him for most of the time.
It took a
At
minute.
all.
It took a minute to grow on him. Like once he got the podcast, I was like, okay, he actually kind of knows what he's talking about.
Who is more full of themselves? Denny Hamlin, Joe Legato. And
Joey.
who do fans
Joey.
like more?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Like if it was something to where those two people on opposite sides, who would fans lean towards more?
Maybe Joey because he's got the championships. I don't know.
But then Joey's gonna open his mouth and he's gonna do that like I'm lying to you laugh. Joey laughs like the banker who's gonna help you, but he's not, and he said, "Don't worry, we'll call you." What's that laugh that Tyler does?
Like an evil laugh.
He laughs like the guy from The Simpsons. And Denny Hamlin just every time you think he's gonna be on your side, he comes out. Why do they want to raise horsepower? That's not the problem. If anything, we should lower horsepower. And he's gonna come up with this scientific reason why S&T data backs it up, and he's gonna like, that's why I don't like him. No, throw Bubba Wallace in there. Those three people. Imagine those three people on the team.
Nobody's gonna like that team. Nobody's gonna like that team whatsoever.
I don't even know who the least favorite owner in the Cup garage is. Make Jimmy Spencer the Cup owner. But yeah, overall, I think that
we can get to the race here.
Last thing, I think races like this are the boring. If you're just talking about the straight racing product, quote unquote boring, you see who the big dog is. You see whose car is the best car without any like gimmicks or super speedways. These races you see the car actually moves and whose entire team put the car together and the driver to do good.
Yeah.
AKA Ryan Blaney.
And that makes me go back to, and what's still crazy, 5 DNFs on the year.
Penske uses Ryan Blaney as a test dog for speed.
Well, that's the whole. I'm telling you, I still feel like there was a conspiracy that last week with the whole Indy, the controversy around Penske and Indy. Those Penske cars last week at Charlotte were ass. And then they get here, then they come here, and at one point, all 3 of them were in the top 5.
And then you throw Josh Berry into that as well.
Exactly. So all 4 of them have won.
With the Penske, I'm going to call it 4 Penske cars. With the 4 Penske cars, what does each one, like, what is their role in the team? Is Ryan Blaney the speed? Who's a long run car? How would you categorize the 4 people?
Ryan Blaney is the speed guy. He's got the raw speed. He's got what it takes.
Lando Norris.
Yes. Joey's obviously the leader. He's the champion, 3-time champion. He might miss it every week, but he's going to somehow rattle off that top 10 or top 5 somehow.
He's your closer.
Yeah. Austin Cindric, he gets the one hit wonder every year. He's going to get a win.
And if everything hits, he can. Yeah,
exactly.
He's a long shot guy.
And then now you got throw Josh Berry in the mix. I mean, he won at Las Vegas.
I think that's your mean potatoes guy, like that linebacker on the team who's not the fastest, not the tallest,
Yeah.
but he's going to get those 18 tackles. He's like the Jack Sawyer from Ohio State.
Like, I know didn't really turn out probably how they wanted, but I mean, Ryan Blaney first, Joe Logano fourth. So two of them in the top five.
Imagine real quick about Penske. So I'll tie this concept in real quick. Like McLaren, they market that they have. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, they market that they have two number one drivers in Lando and Oscar. I feel like imagine going into a racing team like Penske and they're saying, we don't need you to be the best driver. That we need you to be solid at these racetracks and just don't crash out. Imagine the pressure that they're taking off. What do you think their expectations of Austin Cindric is? They're not. You need to win 10 races this
No,
year. They're looking at Joe Logano to be
they're
if
looking at
all we need you to get the championship if you're our closer. Ryan Blaney, he's like, there we go. Joe Logano is like Chipper Jones. Like he's kind of his prime, but he's a leader. He can do it. And then Freddie Freeman is um, Ryan Blaney. This
yeah,
is our next guy right here.
yeah,
The pressure. So whenever like if you saw they asked Joe Logano, you had a bad race last week at the World 600. He didn't even look sad because he knew
no. He knows.
he knows that it isn't like somebody. It's like
He knows what's
uh,
about to happen.
if Ricky Stenhouse, no, if Austin Dillon won at Michigan next week because they had the perfect car. What's the difference between him and Joe Logano? Joe Logano knows he's gonna have another faster car at multiple races. Austin Dillon, like, I may not here for another 3 years.
Exactly. Austin Dillon's like, I gotta win. If he's got a shot, he's got to do it. Joey Logano knows he's already got the win. He's already in the playoffs. He knows he's gonna have a shot.
They got it. Penske's comfortable with having good car. Oh, okay. I got the car out. Anybody else like, oh, there's so much, we got to hit on this now. We got to hit on this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, to
Yep.
start the race, I did like the fanning now because that was the most. At one point, there's a lot of cautions going back to back, but
Yeah.
Kyle Larson had a little. He stepped on himself again a little bit, but I did hear that a lot of the cars are loose, so you'll see him dive in the corner, then a little bumps, and when to go over the bumps, hit that corner wrong, you shooting at the track.
Mm-hmm. Or losing it on the bump.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of like playing Heat 5 and coming off the corner and touching the apron by like half an inch, and your cars are you're spinning down pit road.
Gone. You're just gone. Yeah, I thought at one point maybe Denny might have. Denny's got speed. It seems like they're clicking on something.
He would have passed. He would have passed the occupant of the 19 car if it wasn't dirty air.
Why do you don't ever say that man's name?
That was Josh Berry's ride. Every time I see that car, I think of Ryan. I'm like if the 3 car continued to run after Dale passed, like immediately, and they would have put like Ricky Dowinkle in the car, like you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like if Joe Gibbs brought the 18 car back, and imagine they would have gave Chase Briscoe the 18 car when he first got the Gibbs.
Nah.
Eminem, you would have been like those NASCAR fans on Facebook who don't like hearing
Yeah.
it but are using it. This ain't
Exactly.
right. I'm done with NASCAR. You didn't say anything about your boy Kyle Busch. I don't know what type of race he was having, but
Hey,
he
he
couldn't
finished
pass
12th.
SVG.
He got a 12. He
He
finished
ended up
higher
getting
than
up there.
SVG.
Well, it was a lot of people that pitted. I think it was like 8 people that were just waiting for a caution to pit up there. That way they can be the leaders. It never came.
Hey, he's back above the cut line with that.
Yeah, but with the racing incident, it would have been Ricky Stenhouse up there because he was 13th in points. But honestly, the way that 47 car is running, I think they can race their way in on points.
Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong.
That's a dark horse to move up out of the first round in the playoffs. Because if
Ricky
he ain't
Stenhouse has
ranking,
been doing great. I'm about to get
there's
on
some
my
tracks in the playoffs that Ricky could win at.
yeah Talladega.
Who if they are on, I'm talking about everything going perfect for the team. Who is more dangerous, Austin Dillon or Ricky Stenhouse?
Probably Ricky Stenhouse. You know what's crazy to think about? If this was to happen, he make it to the round of 8 and wins at Talladega, he's in the Final Four. Because
That's all.
Talladega's in the last round.
How much you want to bet that that's what they came up? They probably somehow, some way, like, man, we didn't admit the one. If we meet the playoffs, we can just work on that car.
They gotta make it to the round of 8 though. They gotta make it.
Question. Since we're at that part, Ricky, and that part of him and Coach Hocevar you're about to speak about, what drivers are bigger prospects than Austin Dillon and Ricky Stenhouse coming up to for over the years? How many would you name? A handful, just a couple, or if any? Like when they got to the Cup Series, who was bigger than them as far as that? Yeah, for Ford and Chevy. Like if you're thinking of Austin Dillon coming up where he came up, like he won off that championship.
Probably
thinking
William
about Ricky
Byron.
Stenhouse when he came for Chevy. That's the only guy you put over above Austin Dillon.
Chase Elliott.
You think Chase Elliott was a better Chevy driver or prospect coming up?
I think so. I think
I still put Austin Dillon above if you're coming to Xfinity, because there's one point Austin Dillon won again. Now I will put Chase Elliott above Ricky Stenhouse. Will Ricky Stenhouse drive the number
Ford,
2 car?
Ford, you could say. Maybe Joe Logano. Well, I know he was coming up for Toyota. What about? I'm trying to think of who drove for Ford. Austin Cindric, Chase Briscoe. I know those were kind of later, way later, but
you think Austin Cindric? It was at one point. That was when I get back into NASCAR. Honestly, people probably look at how Lewis Hamilton, how he lost that championship to get the A. People thought Austin Cindric was going to repeat until that last corner. Wasn't that? Wasn't that when Bristol was the final for Xfinity?
No.
Was that?
That was
not the.
That was the regular season when AJ Allmendinger and Austin Cindric.
That's
that was regular season.
That was no. I was thinking about that was the finish when
that was the whole
not Tyler Reddick. Daniel Hemrick won off the last corner.
That was the whole colleague checkers or wreckers before they even had a cup car. They were just racking up trophies in the Xfinity.
That was crazy. What's the next topic you got?
Well, I mean, we didn't even really get into the Hocevar and Stenhouse.
That's why I know I was going to let you lead in since that's your favorite driver now.
I just really support him. He's not my favorite.
Kind of like you were like all over Kyle Larson's Johnson when he was winning that championship. It was like, I still like Kyle, but it's Kyle Larson. Go ahead and talk about your favorite driver.
I think it's just a racing incident. I don't think he went in there purposely trying to wreck Stenhouse.
I can see you get. I can understand either person getting upset or not upset, but it's a racing incident. It's like one of those. Like, it didn't have to happen, but still,
I get it. And while we're on that topic, the co-owner of Spire was on DBC. Optically, I know we talked about it on the phone earlier. Optically, I didn't like the way it looked. Didn't really feel like you had your driver's back. You were really, oh man, I've known Ricky for a long time. Carson didn't have to do that.
After thinking about it, I agree with what you're saying, but then again, he's known all the people besides Carson in the room way longer than he even knew those people existed. So I honestly think,
but that if they
were having that conversation. No, I'm saying if they were having that conversation, not on camera, just like eating wings, it will come off better
Yeah.
because he's actually. It's like Bill Belichick talking at a press conference versus Bill Belichick talking with his sons. But the
Right.
mere fact that he did that on camera, it comes off because he
Yes.
probably didn't think he meant anything by it, but it comes off like, oh, well, the media's telling me this exactly what you said. Like if he said that off camera, okay, that's fine. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
But it has people
But
out
I
there
think
thinking like, dang, that's her.
as an owner, when you know you're about to
Yeah,
be
you should
in
come
front
out.
of a camera, you back your driver.
How do you think
That's your
Dale
guy.
Senior would have answered that if he was on DBC? And then one
He would
and
have.
his driver is like that.
Yeah. Shouldn't have been in the
He
way.
would have responded to Ricky Stenhouse. He would have wanted to Ricky. You got a problem with my
Yeah.
driver? He'll
Exactly.
say, next time you see my driver, you back off. Don't come down on my driver because I'll get back in the car, come after you. It's like the different styles.
Yeah. I get that.
You're not gonna hear
But
Richard Childress say back down. When's the last time you heard Richard Childress? Well, my driver was wrong. I probably need to talk to him about that.
never.
You
Never.
haven't
Never
seen
heard
that.
that.
As I'm
Because
watching the last restart for Daniel Hammer.
Carson Hocevar for Spire is putting the eyes on Spire right now. He's got Spire in the headlines. He's got his name in the headlines. I just feel like you back your driver. I get what he was trying to do, save face, but
You could have just said, I don't see anything my driver did wrong and talked to him behind closed doors, kind of like what you're alluding to.
just like Hocevar said, I gotta see it. I don't think I did anything wrong.
Well, it was just one great philosopher once said, I didn't see anything on my screen.
Exactly. Exactly.
Question: was Harrison Burton had a chance to win the championship in that race as well?
He probably finished third.
Yeah, he's a third car, and then John Hunter Nemechek. I'm sorry, I'm watching that last. I can't believe you didn't give no respect to Daniel Hammer. You were mad when he won. Like he didn't even do anything all year, and he gonna win on the last corner. Which one you think felt better, being Daniel Hammock and winning that on the last corner, or dominating all year and winning? You knew you were winning championship as soon as you took the car at the trailer during the Daytona. If I was Daniel Hammock, I would have retired.
Okay.
Daniel Hammer. Last thing, Daniel Hammer sucks. My
Yes, he
last
does.
race, I won the championship.
He does suck.
But I'm a parlay that into, if it were bigger names, like Daniel Hamrick is known as a champion, but he's not a big name. If Ricky Stenhouse was let's see, imagine that was Kyle Larson. How do you think the narratives and media would have been?
Oh my god, that's the greatest thing
And
ever.
Kyle Larson came out and had a prime. Like imagine, or Chase Elliott came out and had a prime. How do you think it would have been?
If
I
Daniel
think the driver
pulled that on him, or
No. I'm talking about. I'm parlaying Daniel Hamrick being quote unquote a champion, a quote unquote legend, but he's not better than a lot of people. I'm parlaying that into Carson Hocevar. What if that was Joey Logano, Danny Hamlin, Kyle Larson coming down on him, and that driver was mad? How do you think the narrative would be? Versus like Denny Hamlin accidentally call him Ricky Stenhouse. Like it's Ricky Stenhouse. People are not mad. Like if Dale Jr. did a race and came in and he came down on Carson Hocevar, this whole thing would be flipped. Now, if it was Joe Logano, people would be clapping. Oh, Joe Logano should have seen him coming down. I think it's all driver dependent for these situations. But at the end of the day, like you and I said, it is a racing moment.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you've been on incidents on the highway where you wasn't that really upset at the other person. He's like, why would you do that? Come on.
Exactly. Yes. 100%. So we're gonna start a little new segment here. It's kind of a play on something else that goes on another podcast, but it's gonna be green flag, black flag.
Okay.
I'm gonna read some topics, and you're gonna
Is
say
it rapid fire?
Not really. I mean, you could sit there and maybe explain why.
All right, 10 seconds per explanation.
Okay, first one. Carson Hocevar is ready to win a cup race.
Green flag. I
Okay.
believe so because the car is fast and he's fast. Simple as that.
And these are just these are random. Nashville should get a second cup date.
Yeah, that's really random. Is there like a medium button?
I mean, it's either green flag or black flag.
Black flag because I want more. I want another road course. But go ahead.
Amazon Prime's coverage is better than Fox.
It's a little nuanced, but I go with Amazon, of course.
Okay. Where's that? Okay, here we go. Ryan Blaney's Nashville win signals a mid-season surge and has righted the ship for the
Black
season.
flag. Mainly because it's been plenty of races he could have won. I don't call one race a surge because okay, that was the case. If Cody Ware wins at Michigan next week, is that a surge? It could be long run, but I don't think one win signals a surge. Now, if he was like Christopher Bell, 3 straight wins, that is a surge. You can't deny it.
I got you. Good
Because
one
anyone
here.
can win.
Chase Briscoe's recent pole success is translating to in-race success.
I think it's two different things. I think because you may have fast qualifiers and they may not be good at race. Like, for example, do you think some people that you see on the highway would drive better if there was no other car on the highway?
Probably. I would
So I
hope
look at it.
so.
It's two separate things. Like we got, like Spire's owner said today, we want to bring Raja, but we just got to see how he does in like tight race.
Yeah.
So it's separate. Because what did you see with Briscoe when he fell back? He just fell back.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Tell of two different stories for the last 2 weeks. Qualified on the pole for the 600, finished third. Qualified on the pole for Nashville, finished 19th or 18th, whatever it is.
That's one of the guys
one.
when you see he's first and you trying to bet him, don't, because he's going to slowly lose your money every 30 laps.
Ross Chastain's momentum will carry through the rest of the season.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I see the speed increase in Trackhouse.
Fatherhood is fueling Bubba Wallace's performance when he runs good.
Not exactly in those words. I just think it just calmed him down.
But maybe motivated him a little bit.
Well, no, I just think it brought him to just calm his nerves. Because are you as rowdy as you were before you had a kid? Or are you more calm?
No, more calm. And then this is just a random one. Should they green flag or black flag? Should they get rid of stage racing for more strategy?
It should be at certain tracks. Kind of how F1 has sprint races for certain tracks. For 24 races on the calendar, they have 7 sprint races.
Yeah,
we should already know going into each year. Oh, okay, so these tracks have stage, that way you can prep for it. Because honestly, prepping a car for stage racing versus prepping a car for regular races, 2 different things.
Yeah. Before we get to our picks, how can I word this? Any dumbasses of the week?
You can go first.
Across
the racing world, I don't have one. I'm thinking hard. I can't. No, I do have one.
I do. I'm gonna call out DBC. I just think they've had a lot of bad takes here lately, and I don't know what it is, but I just can't get behind some of their takes. They take random shots at Hocevar, which I get why. Then they take random shots at Cletus just every episode. Random shots. Like, I don't
mind them because, some people, not everyone has to like the same thing. I get both sides.
I get it, but it's like, these guys are putting eyes on the sport. These guys are making headlines, and you're gonna bash them. Somebody gets a personality in NASCAR, nobody likes it.
I mean, if a guy, well, I put devil's advocate. If a guy came into your job, at a high position, and he wanted to change everything that everyone was comfortable with, probably get a lot of people not for that. Kind of like the lawsuit in Larry McReynolds. He's probably known the owners of NASCAR for a long time. Like, well, you gonna sue? What's going on? Everything's fine. It's just ruffling feathers. Whenever someone
Yeah,
new, quote unquote, an innovator comes in, like a Cletus or a Frankie Muniz, who just a person who just wanted to race and decided to pay for it himself. Frankie Muniz didn't
right.
have no handouts. He used his own money.
Yeah, like why'd they call out Frankie Muniz? Like, what was the point of that?
And I haven't heard no one say he's a bad racer. Just
No.
trucks get caught up. If the most raciest spot on the track in mid pack, and then your car happens to be in mid pack, no matter who you are, it's it's almost better if you run up in front of the pack because it's gonna be less wrecks
Yeah.
versus you in the back. My hot take is, not hot take, jackass of the week is Red Bull, the team itself. Now, there was new footage coming out of Max Verstappen, the incident with him and George Russell. But besides that point, in F1, where they believe that they were, when that season, FIA is investigating, normally there's a close the investigation when the team lets the guy get the spot back. So the incident with Max Verstappen, where he had they told him you need to give that spot to what's the name, George Russell. That in turn caused the next incident in the next corner, where it caused Max Verstappen to get a 10-second penalty. The FIA gave Max Verstappen a 10-second penalty, but they also added, well, if he didn't give him the spot back, we weren't even going to give a penalty. So Red Bull, the team, cost themselves a situation. FIA said we wasn't even going to give a penalty, but since you did it, we felt like we had to do something because the fans would have asked us. So Red Bull cost themselves
Yeah.
championship points. So I mean, I give the team. People saying, "Oh, look at Red Bull having his first taste of Ferrari." Ferrari's a team that it's 2 laps to go. We're gonna do a double pit, and then we not even get a podium. The one thing I'll say, NASCAR really doesn't have. Before we get into our picks, NASCAR really doesn't have. I almost feel like even if your teammates, like it's almost like a secret. Like what the strategy is, hey, look, you may hear the radio, blueberry pancakes, one left. That could just mean take 2 tires and get fuel. I kind of like
Yeah.
the secret aspect of NASCAR because if NASCAR was ran like F1 with the strategy, you're like, dang, well, everyone knows what we're about to do because all the teams can see all the data.
Right.
Every team, Ferrari can look at what Red Bull's doing, what they're saying on the radio. How do you think that would go over in NASCAR if like
Oh no.
Carlos can hear what Joe Logano can about to do?
No. Yeah, they wouldn't. Yeah, they wouldn't go for that.
It's NASCAR is similar to baseball. Oh, he's stealing signs.
Yeah. Oh man. All right.
Imagine Joe Logano can call into Carlos the spotter, so you have to tell me what's going on. What are you guys doing? Don't take the high side.
Yeah.
But
No.
we're gonna say the grand finale for you were close. You almost had me.
So
I was
yeah,
nervous the
for the
whole
people
time.
that don't know or didn't catch it for our little contest here for our weekly picks, he chose Chase Elliott. I chose Michael McDowell. They were literally next to each other for probably majority of the race. Like they were either 8th or 9th or whatever. And then something just happened and Michael McDowell fell back. So he got the win.
I was kind of looking at the practice times, and that's in the qualifying. I was like, the reason I chose Chase Elliott because I did not honestly know who to pick. Like, well, Chase Elliott will probably start in the top 10. He may fade a little bit, but somehow he's going to end up with a top
And
11.
he did fade for a minute, and I was like, oh man, it's going to happen. And then somehow Michael McDowell faded.
It was close.
So it's 9-5 Levi right now. Going to Michigan. Big track, 2-mile track. Not a drafting track. So, who you got?
And I have to pick first.
Then you have to pick. Winner
Michigan.
picks first.
Can you go over who I chose so far?
Yes, you have picked Ty Dillon, Ryan Priest, Eric Jones, Carson Hocevar, Catherine Legg, Noah Gregson, Austin Dillon, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, Michael McDowell, Kyle Larson, Chad Fincham, Denny Hamlin, Ricky Stenhouse, and Chase Elliott.
I'm going with Brad Keselowski.
God dang it, man. That's who I was going to pick. Oh my God. I knew. God dang it. I knew it.
It was either him or the occupant of the 19 car.
Oh, man. I got to think
Use
on
Kyle
this one.
Larson.
I'm saving them.
Use William Byron.
I've already used William Byron. I have Martin as well.
Use Denny Hamlin.
I have not used Denny Hamlin yet.
You should go with Austin Cindric, honestly.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go with this guy. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this guy. This should be a good one. Chris Buescher. That's who I'm going with.
That's who you're going with.
Yep, Chris Buescher.
I don't know if you'll figure out next week why I chose Brad Keselowski.
Well, I mean, I know it's Michigan, but I'm also sitting here looking at the last two races there. And Brad K is finishing the top 5, but Chris Buescher won in 2023 and had a top 10 last year.
I'm kind of choosing Brad to I'm trying to get you to win because I know Brad can do good. He may get into a rep because I want to pick second for next week.
I forgot. Yeah, it's Mexico next week.
Yeah.
Well, it's either it's in a toss up who we're gonna pick. We're probably gonna choose along the same lines.
Because there's going to be a couple extra people in that race.
Have they announced that yet? Actually, hang on. They put out the entry list. Let's see. I don't see anybody extra in this race unless they haven't announced it yet. And Xfinity's off.
I see why Xfinity's off because they ain't going to have two.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm stupid. I'm looking at Michigan.
The international provisionals added for Xfinity race in Mexico.
Oh, that's what it was. Sorry, trucks are off. No, they haven't really. They haven't really announced.
That Xfinity race in Mexico can probably be a lot of cut drive because there's 40 cars for Xfinity.
Sure. Wow, they already changed it. So then we got Michigan, just the upcoming. Oh, apparently these are seeding races, by the way. Michigan.
Oh, hold on, real quick. Sorry, it is NASCAR adding international provisionals. So, okay, that's where they got it. So these people are almost guaranteed in the race, and your girl is in there too. But go ahead.
I guess these are seeding. Right? Oh, by the way, we didn't even talk about this. SVG is not eligible for the in-season tournament.
Why not?
Because he's so far down in points.
Well, no, basically, so he has to win this week.
So the seeding starts the next 3 races: Michigan, Mexico, Pocono, and then the in-season challenge starts at, I'm not saying it, Atlanta Motor Speedway. They've already changed it. That didn't take long. It already says Echo Park Speedway. That looks so stupid.
I know it does.
Oh, dang. But look, when you click on it, it still says Atlanta Motor Speedway. That's funny.
Yeah, it's not.
Well, you got anything else before we sign
off? Yes, I have the other news that SVG is getting replaced by Dan Suarez for the drumming Mexico race. I see why, because he's a trackhouse driver.
Yeah.
He can do the double for his home. So I'm not even mad at that. Other than that, I don't have anything. Chad Fincham is going to be in the Mexico race. 39 drivers. So no one special. Corey Hahn's going to be in the Mexico race. So no one special. I'm surprised that Connor Zillis won't be in that race for Cup Series, because he'll have a strong shot to win.
Yeah.
Okay, well, but other than that, hopefully I can give 10-5. I have nothing else.
Alrighty. Well, if y'all made it this far, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Y'all share it, like it, subscribe. Get us to 50 followers or subscribers.
50 followers, and Mr. Hester will buy you a Yeti cooler.
And then we'll go live, and then y'all can interact with us. That's what we'll do.
So we can go half and half on a Yeti cooler. It don't have to be the big one.
We can do a Yeti cup. How about that? For the
2 Yeti cups.
For the 50th subscriber. For the 50th subscriber, if you made it this far, and if you gotta say you're the 50th subscriber, we'll get you a Yeti.
I will make a body count and say I'm the 50th subscriber, just so you can get me a Yeti, 2 Yeti cups. It'll be Earnhardt Fan 71 coming in live. I'm the 50th subscriber.
Fair enough. Well, we're out. Later.
Yep.